Welcome to the Path of Least Resistance, episode 11. I know I said that I was going to showcase champions that weren't Aurelion Sol on weekly adventures. But I also think it's important to show how things play into the direct counters, especially since Aurelion Sol is still probably the best option for this adventure. So we're going to be using Aurelion Sol against 6.5 star weekly for August 13th, 2024. We're going to be using him with Starforged Gauntlets, Spellweaver Symphony, and Crownguard Inheritance. This nightmare is against Viego. This is the Galio version of Viego from what I hear. Obviously I haven't done it yet. And that means he has Infinite Dawning Shadow. He also comes with Warm Reception. Game start, the foe summons the two strongest units from their deck. Misbegotten Creation. This is the Aurelion Sol counter. The player's created cards cost 3 more, and of course Deadly. When the foe summons a unit, grant its stats equal to half its stats rounded up. The foe's spells and skills deal double damage. So, like we were saying, Misbegotten Creation is the counter. I also think we're going to be in a little bit of a problem here. It looks like the first thing up is Minotaur Reckoner, and that sometimes starts with the attack token. So here we have a chance to get a fleeting card, fleeting created card, which normally we would jump at that chance. I think we're still going to, and see how it goes. Playing it will still reduce the cost of our champions by 2, and we are still able to play it in round 1. We'll take the 2 Spacey Sketchers. The Invokes will cost 3 more. They won't be playable turn 1, but hopefully we'll work our way into the ability to do that. We do start with the attack token, so that's... I don't know if that's actually good or bad here. We're not going to be able to play either of our created cards this round, so we're just going to drop one of the fleeting ones. If we take Crescent Strike, it does look like it has Power Riff on it, so that's nice. The Serpent is 0, which I think will make it cost 3. Should. And this will probably cost, I think, 4 right now. And take Crescent Strike because we want to be able to survive next round. And then we're going to use the second Spacey Sketcher to drop Counterfeit Copies. This did spawn with doubling dice, which is cool. We're going to take second Crescent Strike. We're not going to get the chance to play them both next round, but, you know, whatever, it's fine. We're going to take the Serpent here, Moonglow. We'll take Moonglow because it's potentially the cheapest cost card, and we don't need a third Serpent Strike as funny, or Crescent Strike as funny as that is. So we're going to take Moon Silver, and hopefully be able to discount one of those cards and be able to play it. Aurelion Sols, that hurt. So stun units will take 4 from the Pit Fighter's ability. One of Aurelion Sol's powers is that when you play a unit, double its stats. So that's going to help give us some defense against some of his larger units. So far it's not looking great for us though. So we're going to go ahead and stun its 2 strongest. We're going to take 17 damage here. We lose our unit. He has basically unlimited guiles, I think. We can discount Counterfeit Copies. Let's pick up this Pike. Pike should be playable soon. And then we'll play Counterfeit Copies on Aurelion Sol. We're hoping to get double on it, which should cost 0, but I guess it still gets a plus 3 cost. This is way worse than I thought it was going to be. But it's fine. He gives us the opportunity to play a card. We're going to play Aurelion Sol. When he levels, the 4-star ability is going to clear the board. So if you don't have the 4-star ability, and you were playing what I just did, you would have lost the game.
Anyone for some stardust?
And yeah, I don't know. I'm gonna play a Pike. I'm gonna get stunned. We can stun him back if we choose to do so. With all the power rift we have, having extra draw would be good. It might be something to consider going forward. I'm not sure. I need to play out a few rounds to get the feel of what the play pattern should be and what kind of powers we should be taking, what kind of cards we should be taking. We can win right here. If we do that, then we don't refill our life. I guess we can't win because the Scourge is stunned.
Empire, battle by battle.
We'll just play out some cards. You want to stun these two units? We could have stunned Thorn of the Rose, doesn't make a difference here. We can play Sky's Descent for free, so we may as well.
You dare try to take me? Endless war. Won't get past me. Sometimes you just need a galaxy.
Play the Destroyer. We get stunned again. And we get stunned again. The next round, we'll hope that we get something in hand to give us a little bit of healing. Failing that, we're just going to attack. One of my weaknesses is impatience. We're gonna take the Sunblessed Vigor to see how the Grifter's deck operates. I think they'll cost 4 instead of 1, but I'm curious. And then here, normally would take something that creates cards. We don't have any of those options here, so we'll take Cosmic Binding for the stun. And we're gonna go down this left-hand path to try to get some cost reduction on Aurelion Sol. Haven't exactly figured out the play pattern yet. Last round we took an absolutely enormous amount of damage. We're gonna try to not take as much damage this time. We're gonna play the Counterfeit Copies for the Summoning Beacon effect. We have Celestial Wonder in hand to stun 2 of their units next round.
Bring me tea to gain the strength of rivers.
And they're going to be able to attack with a full board. We do have Star Shaping in hand, that'll heal us for 5. We're going to wait until they attack to use Celestial Wonder. That way, if they play anything bigger, we're not going to get hit by that. Yeah, or if they do something like play Keeper of the Masks, then we're aware of that happening. They did challenge us with their strongest unit, which saves us 3 points of damage. We do lose our only unit on the board though. Alright, so we're gonna play another counterfeit copies, or I should be counterfeit copying actually the star shaping. That would be smart instead of what I'm doing, which is dumb. Gonna pick Bard down. He levels. He does come with double attack, which means that he'll be able to take any attack. We can play Bird here. Saving our units for blocking next round. We do have another Celestial Wonder in hand if he opens attacks. He probably won't, and it'll give us a chance to play down Aurelion Sol.
Courage masks the heart from fear.
And since he gave us the opportunity, we take it.
The constellations bow to me.
And we wipe the board. He might have some other cards in his hand still, but it shouldn't be too worrisome. And we're going to play counterfeit copies on the star shaping. Living Legends is also an option to use it on. Play Living Legends. Probably should have waited till we had less cards in hand so we could draw into something else. But that's okay.
So you did.
Now I'm just trying to open up hand space and hopefully draw into
Here's where I'd paint my constellation.
something that can heal us. Ideally it would be the unit with lifesteal.
To the stars.
Do want to get him down to low HP so that we can just win on the spot if we need to. We did proc doubling dice on star shaping, but it didn't work.
Now they'll pay attention.
We're going to keep using counterfeit copies on it. Does make more expensive copies, so they're costing 8, which is, you know, more than I can afford right now. But since we don't have any threats coming up, we can afford to stall. We're at 22 hit points, which I'm very uncomfortable with, considering that each of their attacks is doing 22.
Carrots can fly, Rib! Okay, okay! Ow! Lulu! Where'd she go? This way!
You wait until we get attacked to draw more cards out of his hand.
Run!
So yeah, when we get 3 copies of cards, they're costing 3.
Now they'll pay attention.
So we did White Flame Gothic Scepter, so that'll give us 5 more hit points. We can't play the star shaping this round, but I think we're fine. We're up to 30, I'm comfortable with that. So what I'm seeing as we're going through this is that I need either to hold a lot of stuns or have a faster start, because right now one of the problems that we're dealing with is just getting obliterated in the one attack that we take before we can play Aurelion Sol. We're going to take Ezreal because he has Boiling Shell here. We're hoping to turn that into maybe Lifesteal later, and we can take Aurelion Sol with Vampiric Scepter. That'll help a ton for our sustain. Then I won't have to spend rounds just hoping to get Star Shaping in hand. We got the Golden Sister with double attack here. We're going to take that. It costs 9, which is, you know, unplayable, but hopefully we can turn that into something we can use. We're going to use counterfeit copies because we need to be reducing the cost of our champions, and we're going to use it off Bird because he's going to be one of the easiest or cheapest to play units. And then we're going to attack Starry Scamp to get his, because he's elusive. I don't think he's usually elusive, but he is in this case. We have Cosmic Binding in hand, but we can't afford it. We're going to hope to Behold for Crescent Strike. We do not get it. We can take Rune from the Stars though, and that'll give us a champion with reduced cost, which will hopefully help us next turn. If we play it, we'll also be able to drop Bard here, because he's cost reduced, and then we can use him as a blocker. So even though we don't have the mana to use our stun, I think we're not going to take too much damage here.
Lighten up.
And we'll just block the most threatening unit. So next round, we're still not going to be able to play Aurelion Sol. It's fine. We're going to play the counterfeit copies. Actually, we'll play Scrap Dash Assembly. That'll give us 2 blockers for next round. If we need it, we shouldn't, because we'll be able to drop Aurelion Sol next round. And we'll play Bird here, just to ensure that we have enough blockers in case they decide to do an open attack. We'll also take our attack here with Starry Scamp and Bard. Bard, not Bird. Starry Scamp had the Bonded Bucklers, which gave Bard elusive, which meant that her opponent can block, and we killed him accidentally. We did want to play the Aurelion Sol for the hit points, but hopefully it will work out. We're going to take Viego here. His champion level up power is very good. And we're going to go into a shop hoping to pull something that will give us a little bit of mana. Oh, I see an explosive finale though. When Aurelion Sol drops, Sky's Descend should do 24 damage with this, and that sounds pretty good. We're going to remove Wounded White Flame. We're missing a little bit of hit points, but I'm not too concerned. We're going into Anivia, who does start with 10 mana, so Anivia will start, I think, probably on the board and leveled up. It isn't fantastic, but we should only need to survive 1 round. And we do have Celestial Wonder in hand. Now last time we didn't hold enough mana to use Celestial Wonder, so we're gonna make sure to do that this time. We do draw a second Celestial Wonder, so we could stun 4 units next round. But we do need to start getting some cost reduction down. And we're going to do that with counterfeit copies. This one will summon a champion, which at least puts something on our board.
You will do as I command.
And we have enough to play Ezreal as well here.
They don't know what they're up against.
We'll have 5 mana going into next turn, and that's enough to use Celestial Wonder. He drops the Mind Splitter, which
One shot.
means that we won't have any blockers. And we're looking at taking 4 from Anivia, and I don't know, 30 from everything else. We can play Bird down, that'll give us a little bit of defense. And if we stun ahead of time, we would be able to hit Anivia and avoid getting hit with Anivia's spell. However, if we do that, we're going to take more damage, so we're just going to go ahead and wait for the attack.
I knew what now I am. Silence and suppress.
And we'll block the biggest unit and Celestial Wonder on 2 more units. And we take 26 damage, which, not great. Puts us at 2. We're going to play Magical Journey. It will create a champion for us. And that'll reduce Bard to 0. So we can play him as well. We get Aurelia from the Magical Journey. And if he has Ice Shards, we lose the game. It doesn't, but it has a big Cryo Phoenix, which removes most of our board. We're not too concerned with that. We have enough mana to play Aurelion Sol next round, assuming we don't get open attacked. And I think I'm going to play a second Counterfeit Copies here, just to kind of give us another unit on the board. Again, none of this matters if he decides to attack, so I'm not sure why I'm doing it.
Brace yourselves.
Alright, fortunately he plays Caught in the Cold, and then this will let us play Aurelion Sol. We'll take Supernova to get 2 Obliterates.
Wonder at my creations.
This will give us 3 hit points, I guess, from Vampiric Scepter, and clear their board, doing, well, it would be 24 damage, but because they have tough on it, a little bit less than that. One of their units survives
My path.
for Spell Shield, but that's why we took Supernova, so that we could remove them. I think I'm just gonna remove Anivia here and leave the Lifesteal unit alive.
This is my cause.
I'm gonna go ahead and use Star Shaping. Probably unnecessary at this point. I don't think we can die here.
The void.
Oh, they will shine.
I'm coming for you.
And we take the attack that we got from Crownguard Inheritance. Yeah. We don't need to worry about our hit points because this is a boss node going into the next. We're gonna fill, so we can just go ahead and open attack. Should be enough damage to win. Yeah, Frostbite. I think he could have stopped it, but he didn't.
Oh, are they afraid of us?
We're going to take Power Riff on Aurelion Sol. That'll give us the opportunity to play him a little bit earlier. Might have been better to play it on like Viego or Bard, but Aesol is still our win condition here. We could take this level up in power. It'll reduce the cost of champions. They'll be created. I think it has a potential to be very good or very bad if we end up not drawing Aurelion Sol instead. I'm not sure when that occurs. I'm curious how it looks, so I'll take it anyway. There's an item chest over here. We already have plenty of gold, so I think we're gonna go that way. Swarm Tactics is scary. I don't know what Shadow Assassin looks like though. Gonna find out. So we get an Ari in hand. I think she'll end up costing +3, -1, so 3. Keep Celestial Wonder. Unsure about keeping the Viego, but we'll do it anyway. Shadow Assassin's power is Strategic Retreat. Round start, create a return in the foe's hand. Round end, recall the foe's weakest ally. I'm not sure how this plays out, or why you would want to do any of those things. I was wrong. Ari costs 4. +3, -1. I don't know. I feel like... Oh, maybe the 1 was already discounted. Okay, yeah. So she costs 2, so 2, 5, 4. Got it. And we could play Unspeakable Horror here. But the Summoner's Stone again has Summoning Stone on it. We get a Lux Illuminated out of it. We have enough mana to play Celestial Wonder next round. Probably need it. We have Lux as a blocker. Presumably, it's going to attack with a full board. We could play the counterfeit copies. If we do that, we'll be able to play another unit at burst. But I think it should result in the same amount of damage as if we use Celestial Wonder, but it'll speed up our win condition a little bit. We can drop Ari as a blocker here. He plays another card, which allows us to play Bard down. We're going to play Bard, then Ziggs the Viego. And we're fine losing anything on our board right here.
I won't back down. Hello, my prey.
So we only take 10 damage. That's honestly the best we've had so far. Play Ziggs, like I said. Play Viego. And we still have 1 mana free. We can play Aurelion Sol. We gave him Vampiric Scepter, but since we discounted him to 1, we're actually not getting that much of a benefit out of it. We'll get 2 hit points back here.
Pure Starfire.
And we don't exactly want to win just yet. So we'll try to get him down to a nice, healthy 1 hit.
Runeterrans. Now they'll pay attention.
Alright, the goal was to draw something that could heal us. We don't get that. That's fine though. What we're gonna do is apparently just win the game. I don't know how that Lulu killed itself. Maybe it had Reckoner's mark. I'm gonna take a second Venture Acceptor on Aurelion Sol, primarily just to get more copies of him in our deck. We could take Behold the Infinite with a creative card here, but I think that's actually gonna just... and we're never gonna be able to play that creative card. Emperor's deck cards are pretty expensive, and I don't think we need more copies of Behold the Infinite here. We can't really play the cards that they go into anyway. We can take Katarina. Katarina is an automatic win if we draw her, or if we get to play her. We do have the option for second Explosive Finale, but if we do that, we don't have the money for 3 copies of Katarina, which I do want. And because we're poor, we're going to go towards this champion item chest instead of the shop. So we'll be taking on the Plaza Guardian, whose power is the foe reduces the cost of their Plaza Guardians everywhere by 1 on round start. So we've gotten to the point where we're able to play more cards, more creative cards, which is giving us, I don't know, it's helping out a lot in terms of us not dying on round 2. And now with Katarina, I mean, we should just be very, very good. If we lose the game with the Katarina, that would be honestly kind of time for me to stop making guides. Use counterfeit copies on Katarina to discount. Could have used Mystic Shot too, I guess. And we can take this Moon Silver. I was hoping for a Crescent Strike because we are going to take 14, 17, 22 damage at least next round. We didn't draw a stun. We also have too many cards in our hand, so we burnt our Aurelion Sol, which isn't, you know, the goal. But that's okay. I'm gonna use Moon Silver on Morgana. She has life steal, so when we play her down, we'll be able to get back some of the life that we're losing here. And we're gonna play Katarina.
They'll never know what killed them.
Well, guess I did that. Fine.
We're gonna play Bird the Bell Ringer here. We could have played Katarina, but we would have had to sacrifice her, which actually might not have been bad.
Never fair.
She's a little problematic right now, because she's going to generate these Blade's Edges, and we can't get them out of our hand. I'm not sure where that magical journey came from. We're going to go ahead and pass. If we do attack, she'll burn herself. We'll play Starry Scamp for free, give him a chance to play some cards. And we're gonna play Morgana.
You cannot break a shattered soul.
We're gonna play Jace with Challenger.
Field testing.
And we've gotten like a fair amount of cards out of our hands now. Month of the week we'll draw a champion. We might draw a soul. We have a higher chance of drawing something that isn't. We get another copy of Katarina. So here we're gonna get rid of Plaza Guardian
My curse.
and then
Own your phrase.
boost Morgana.
Is the blade.
With Bonded Bucklers, she'll have Elusive, and this Katarina will hit, recalling to hand and giving us an attack token when we replay her.
Welcome, anguish. Let the bloodshed begin.
I'm honestly still not sure what's summoning the extra spells when we play her. That's fine though, but I don't need to know.
Engaged.
We're gonna attack like this. We're gonna burn the Katarina here,
I'll recite your rights.
but the idea is that we'll get more attacks in with Morgana, giving us more life. We also have 2 Katarinas in hand, so we're not really worried about losing her.
Never unfair. Do not look away. Let the bloodshed begin.
Alright, and we heal to full.
Share in my curse.
That's more like
Bear this burden. Our suffering was not in vain.
And take another copy of Viego. That one has -2 cost on it, which is great. Gonna take. Doesn't really matter. Not strike, obviously, but we could take Spirit on Katarina. It's fine. We can remove our worst card right now. I think it's probably Solari Priestess. Normally, I would go towards Starry Scamp, but we're not going to be able to play any of the Invoke from it. And so Viego, what we're going to have to worry about is Dawning Shadow. Dawning Shadow is going to cost 1, and then also have Grifter's deck on it. So it'll replenish itself into the deck, and it will draw 1. So he can basically play it infinity times, which isn't great. He also starts with himself and Invasive Hydrovine in play, apparently. Yeah, cool. But we should be able to win next round. Assuming we live that long. This Viego also comes with Spell Shield. Yeah, and he just attacks for 50. 50's not great for us. We don't have the mana to afford it, so we die.
All will be consumed by the black mist.
That is something I could have considered in the mulligan phase, and I did not. I didn't think I was just going to randomly die.
Can stop me.
Yes, it wasn't random. I had a lot of freedom in that choice. Keep Katarina again. We'll keep Ezreal. He's cheap. Probably a mistake. Probably needed to go for Celestial Wonder. We're gonna learn our lesson this time and keep enough mana to use Cosmic Binding. He also doesn't start with Viego this time, for whatever reason. I don't understand this game anymore. Hopefully we can live. I don't know. 52 damage. We can block 1 invasive Hydrovine. And stun another one. And we only take 30. Haven't been able to play any of our created cards yet. Okay, we're gonna play Rummage, getting rid of 1 copy of Aurelion Sol and Bard. Bard's not created, so he's not gonna discount our other cards. Whereas something like Evelyn will. We just need to grow into that. And then we can play Counterfeit Copies as a second created card here, which will give us the ability to play our Viego. Now we could play Katarina here, but I'm afraid if he has Dawning Shadow, Katarina will die. And same reason why we're going to play Ezreal here. Okay, it doesn't appear to have Dawning Shadow, so we can now drop Katarina. We're feeling pretty good about that.
They'll never know what killed them.
Our Viego isn't quite big enough to kill their Viego, but we can take an attack. If we attack with Ezreal, he's going to put a card in our hand. I'm not actually sure we can afford to do that. We'll just put Katarina down again. Still not sure why she's creating other cards. Oh, it's from Spellweaver Symphony. I'm so dumb. It's the rally. Okay, great. Understood. Viego is not leveled up, but he's going to be, and I'm not sure there's anything we can do about that. He will die from our Viego, eventually.
Never play fair. To the point.
Oppose me and die. The Shadow Isles are just the beginning.
Let the bloodshed begin.
And now we're just going to go through a cycle of playing Katarina. At this point we have 10 cards in hand, so we can't play her again. If we do that, she'll burn herself. But we can attack with this Ezreal here. It just gets a little bit of extra damage in. Apparently his Viego kills our Viego before our Viego kills his Viego. Didn't expect that. Super unfortunate. And we will get to play Aurelion Sol down. which will clear his board except for Viego, and I think
The forger of
probably one of the encroaching and miss. We get like 10 hit points out of it too. Pretty good. Pretty good deal.
Try to tame me.
We do have enough to block, so we're not concerned. We'll also break his spell shield, and get to obliterate him.
Quick as the blade.
We can play Hecarim down, and this attack should be winning. If not, Katarina will return to hand. And we could play her again to win. Probably the correct thing to do in this situation. However,
No going back.
I want to have 30 hit points when we end this so that I can have a nice S for my screenshot later. This is hubris, and I don't suggest that you do that.
Now they'll pay attention.
They're going to play Jack overriding Aurelion Sol.
Not a blood sport without a little blood.
Ah, darn, Aurelion Sol is 0.
Or death for all who live.
Oops. Gonna invoke Living Legend.
Heavens diminish without my attention. Anyone for some stardust?
I command you. You serve.
And unfortunately we win. I mean, fortunate for the winning part. Unfortunate that my screenshot's not gonna have like an S there. That's okay. So let's go over what happened here. So Infinite Katarina was obviously a very good choice on our part, because Infinite Katarina wins the game. However, combined with Spellweaver Symphony, it didn't allow us to play it how we normally would, which would be to play it infinitely. We could only play it a limited amount of times because we ran out of hand space. Spellweaver Symphony on Aurelion Sol was probably a mistake. I think that generally it made it less viable than it would have been otherwise. We don't think ever got to play any of the spells that it created. Created counterfeit copies was good. I'm not sure it was great, although it did save us in a few situations with Summoning Beacon and the champion creation. So yeah, I mean, overall it worked. We got through it, but it wasn't as smooth as I would have liked, and there's probably a better way to accomplish the same task. However, like I said, it did work. Level up power was brilliant in this deck. I think that would be what I would suggest to look for. Explosive Finale was funny. I would have preferred something that gave mana in almost every situation. We'll open our Minor Gemstone Vessel. And we get Shimura Gemstones. I haven't spent a gemstone yet. I don't find those upgrades particularly good, and they're expensive if we look at our constellations over here. Maybe not. If we look at our wallet, I can only... I don't even know if I can afford an upgrade yet. Anyway, that is it. If you like it, like and subscribe. And otherwise, I will see you in the next one.